All right. It's time for a fun birthday card using this whimsical stamp set called Submarine Life by Stampin' Up. Hello, my name's Kimberly Smith. I'm the Papered Chef, and this is my monthly card club. And I do 4 tutorials a month using one stamp set that my card club members vote on. So this month, the month of July 2024, in case you're watching this later, is all about Submarine Life. You were sent 2 different types of designer series paper for this. Actually, you were sent 3 types of a designer series paper. You actually were given a bonus paper as well. So what I want you to do is take out the paper. Here, I'm going to try to get this package here. Show you. So again, thoughtful journey. We're going to take out the piece that looks like this. And I'm going to try to find a second piece because you want to use not the flower side, but some of these like really cool watercolor sides. Like that would be nice. So I'm just taking out, like this would be nice, but it might not be tall enough. Tall enough meaning like 4 inches. Nope, it's not. It's not high enough. It would be nice, but you'd have to split it so that you could hide this middle part with the glitter paper, but we don't want to do, oh, there's a really good one on that side, and that's a good one. So you see the versatility here. That's a good one. Anything that you want to use that looks like water. This one I would think I would save for the Christmas holiday season or the winter holiday season because that looks more wintry to me. Okay, this is a good one. You see what I mean? You just have endless possibilities. Now, out of those, I'm going to show you what I would do. Now, this one's good, right? But it's a little bit dark compared to the first one I had. So let's say I'm going to keep that one because there's nice light spots to stamp onto. Okay, so we're going to pick a second one. So let's just go through. Okay, no. I'm just getting rid of the ones a little bit too much orange. Okay, now we're left with, okay, a little too much purple. Okay, this one, this one's fantastic, right? But it's a little dark, so I'm going to cut off. So I'm going to cut a piece from the bottom and a piece from the top. But let's make sure this isn't the one I used in last night's card. Let's find that card and see. Nope, we used the Lost Lagoon. So we're good. So this papers are good. You were given 12 sheets of paper. And I want you to see my thought process of how I picked the papers to use for my cards. So the first thing you want to do is we're going to get a horizontal card going. I'll talk about all the colors of ink. I'll write down some measurements, etc., etc. Last night I was really frazzled because not just because of what happened to President Trump or former President Trump and the people at the rally, and I'm originally from Pennsylvania. I was shaken up about that, and my heart goes out to all of the victims and the families. Oh my goodness. So I was shaken up about that, and then my live went off because, so what I'm doing is I'm cutting off some of these darker parts because my neighbors kept calling me, and then I thought something might be wrong there because they kept calling over and over. Then I got like disconnected from my live stream. They were trying to tell me that there was somebody in town that I needed to go see. So around 10:30 last night, my mom and I went over to the neighbor's house and hung out for an hour. So I'm glad I did get the message finally, but okay, so we're doing 4 by 5.5. Oh, no, sorry, 4 by 5.25 is what I'm cutting. So I'm basically just cutting the back of this. We're gonna use Misty Moonlight. Oh, that looks so nice. And we're gonna stamp right onto the DSP. So anyway, I was a little frazzled because of what was happening, and then my live stream went off, and it was just like, whoa. But today, you know, given some time, I did the do not disturb. So if you ever have, I'm cutting off the darker part. If you ever have problems with your live stream, turn off the do not disturb. So 4 by 5.25. And then if someone calls you, you won't get knocked offline. So that'll be good, right? Not to get knocked offline. And I was in my she shed all day yesterday, and then not only that, like my cards, you know, a lot of them got damaged, like this other card for my card club. So like that was happening at the same time. Like my cards were getting all wet, and my husband fixed the air conditioner, and he fixed the line that was clogged up, and he fixed the condenser, and he cleaned the filters today. And then there was all this water on top of my shelf from IKEA, but luckily IKEA makes pretty good products, and their stuff didn't swell up when it got all wet. What I'm doing now is I'm taking all the stamps out of here. You just like watch me do it. And This one's not even gonna, it's Submarine Light, but it's not even gonna have a submarine on it. Isn't that funny? It's not even gonna have this guy. It's just gonna have lots of other things. Maybe we even put some algae in it. But first, before we put algae in it, let's get the critters. We're gonna use Mr. Krabby with the snorkel. He's so cute. We have to use some fish. Let's see, we can even do some bubbles later, but we'll get the fish with the snorkel. Basically just a nice whimsical stamp. A nice whimsical card. So sea star, jellyfish. Let's just get all the critters out. Sea star. All right, bubbles maybe. We'll put the bubbles there for maybe. The little snails a maybe. No for the submarine, no for the propeller. These fish are too small, but we'll use possibly the algae, but we'll see about that later. And we need the happy birthday. So we have a lot going on. Oops, sticking on there. I had to wash all my stamps last night. But all is, I think like, all is well due to some divine interventions and things. All is well today. We're going to just go like this. Okay, happy birthday is going to be stamped onto this little die piece. And if you are here, let me know what die piece this is. Because I have die cutting helpers and I forgot what stamp set that's from. Or what die. Now you get these in your card on blue card club kit. You get all the little pieces. Like I send you, this was, we used yesterday the rectangular postage stamp dies. And then this one, I don't think I even have the one with my die cutting helpers help me. And you know what? I'm going to have to get it because I really like it. So let's do some jellyfish. And we can either use Lost Lagoon or we can use like here. Let's try Pretty Peacock. You want to basically use something that's darker than the background. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp onto this paper here. All right, that's good. Pretty Peacock will work. Just use some coordinating colors. So what you want is some critters along the top and the bottom. Now you are going to be using the glimmer paper. This is oops, that's my vinyl. I was also doing some iron-on work. That's not glimmer paper, that's vinyl. Let's get the glimmer paper and just put it there. And just kind of as a guide, right? So that we make sure that we don't, when we stamp our critters, don't attach it yet. But when you stamp your critters, you want to make sure they fit with the paper still there. So that's kind of where I came up with the design. It was more of a matter of what will fit with this 1 inch across the middle. So let's put that over here. And let's try, I'm going to make the darker part of this paper go to the bottom, kind of like going down deep. And we'll put the critters, we'll just kind of mix up where I put them. Put this one over there. All right, yeah, that one even looks stamps better on that page. All right, so moving along, we're going to put, I'll do the fish in a minute. I want to do the corners first. We will get a Calypso Coral. So the color I've used so far is Pretty Peacock. The next color, and we'll probably go back to that in a minute, but the next color we're going to do Calypso Coral. It looks good with Mr. Krabby. So put this on a stamping block, flat side up, tap, tap, tap. All right, just stamp it on there. Make sure you get a good stamped image. Okay. So you see, I'm just doing the corners. And what you do is if you make a card, then what you do is you use your own card as a guide for making new cards. Kind of like a casing your own card. You've heard of the word casing. We card makers use a lot of distinct vocabulary. All right, casing means copy and share everything. Sometimes I have to go and copy my own cards to figure out what I did. All right, so the fish, when we stamp all those, they can be partially covered by this little piece because they're going to go up and down and don't really matter. And I'm talking about the 3 fish. So let's go ahead and just keep on stamping. We have, oops, that got wet. So let's just get a little baby wipe for a moment. I don't know how that got wet. It must have been laying in the wrong spot. It must have been laying right where I stamped. So just kind of wiping that off. All right, and you can also use a Stampin' scrub. It's a pretty cool stamping tool. Oops, that got on there too. All right, despite my cleaning up my whole table before this video, we're We're gonna be right back where we started with the big old mess. But that's how I craft. All right, let's close this one, and let's do some Lost Lagoon sea stars. So here's a sea star, and you could, some people call it's a starfish. You might not be used to being called a sea star, but since it's really not a fish, it's an invertebrate. It doesn't have a backbone. It's an echinoderm, actually. It's an invertebrate, no backbone. So it's really not a fish, so I call it a sea star. But of course it is, you can call it a starfish. That's what I've always called it since I was a kid. So I'm just going to put a couple of them around this card, like so. And some you won't see as well as others because it's going to be covered up, and some are on darker pieces of paper. All right, good. And then we have a little fresh freesia, which is the other fish. We'll put that over there for now. I just don't want to lose my stamps. Open up the fresh freesia. So we've used 4 colors so far. There was a fish here. Nope. I thought I took him out. That means the little culprit is hiding on the back of... He got stuck on something. So, when you have to check everything because things stick to your stamp cases and all over the place. Oh, here he is. He's right here. Sometimes they just stick and they hitchhike. So after I wash my stamps, I have to go through a whole stamping inventory all the time just to get my whole stamp sets put back together before I move on to the next project, or I never find them again because they hitchhike. They take rides on the back of things. So let's put this fish here. Okay, and here I'm just putting it in the middle. And then we'll put it again somewhere else. But for now, I think I put it in the middle here, but I think I'm going to put it over here. Because you can't really see this that well because the dark part there. But it's okay. Feel free to change colors and not use the exact... Oh, that one came out nice. You don't have to use the exact colors I'm using. I think I'm going to use... For the next one, for this little group of fish, we're going to put here and here. I'm going to use Misty Moonlight just to change up the colors. And then we will have used 5 colors. Misty Moonlight is also the color of our card background. All right. 3 little fishies. Put them flat side up. Mount them on the stamping block, and then again test. Oops, that one's not very inked up. Oh, you know what? Because I did wipe this off with a baby wipe, so it takes a little bit extra inking. All right, so we're going to put these little guys here. Nice. You can see them real well. So we have a fun little border of whimsical critters. I'm just trying to keep from covering up the other fish there. You could have changed up the colors of each, but I just didn't want to have to keep washing the stamp. But that, of course, contrasts a lot better. The darker the colors on the paper. So just keep that in mind. I'm always telling you about contrast. So I put everything in my little bucket. And you could use the Stampin' Scrub, but in this case, it's just easier to just wash these all in the sink. So I'm done with that. Now all I need is another... I'm going to have one more stamp. Well, we're going to do the inking up. We're going to do the happy birthday. And then if we want, we could put these little fish that we used yesterday, around the areas. If you wanted, they'd be fine as well. So let's take out the pretty peacock again and the fresh freesia. So, and the happy birthday, well, we'll just use this again. So we're going to mount this. We're not going to stamp it yet. We're just going to stamp it onto the paper because we need to ink up this stamp first. Okay, good. Sometimes with these words, I like to make sure that there's no lint stuck in them and stuff like that. Because yesterday, see, there's something on the back of that H. Okay, it's still there. Sometimes I just rub it off and get whatever it is off of there. The little culprit. I always make sure I stamp. Yeah, that's good. Okay, that one's I'm happy with that. I always make sure I stamp on something else before I stamp on my cute little die cuts. All right, so my little bucket. So each month you get, if you join my card club, it's a great value. You get all kinds of fun stuff. Like this month you got Lemon Lime Twist, 2 card bases, 2 Blackberry Bliss, 4 pieces of white cardstock, 4 envelopes, all that stuff. The white pieces are what you're going to put inside your cards like this. They're all cut for you. You get die cuts. And then I always give you something extra. So these are little die cuts. Did we figure out what this were from? Let's see. Did anybody let me know? Okay. We're using these little circle dies. And then also this month you had Misty Moonlight, Lost Lagoon, another basic white. So you have enough to make 8 cards. More envelopes. You got some glimmer paper. You've got some ribbons, some embellishments. You got extra DSP as a bonus. And you got a little, what's called a little sponge dauber. So I want you to have, okay, I want you to use your sponge dauber for inking up the edges if you don't have a blending brush. Last month you were given a blending brush, and I think a different month as well. So if you don't have a blending brush, use your little sponge dauber to ink up your edges. But either way, you want to still put some, whether you use your sponge dauber or a blending brush, don't dip straight into the ink. Dip into the, with the stamping block, and then just kind of tap off the extra ink, and it won't be as harsh when you ink it up. All right, good evening, Cheryl from humid Illinois. 38 degrees. Outback Leslie is at 38 degrees Fahrenheit. That's, well, from cold Broken Hill. Hello, Lisa Tabor from Critters Ink and Design. Hello, Nola. Hello, Pat from Oklahoma. And Debbie Salinas, thank you for being a channel supporter. I appreciate you. All right, let's see. This one's just inking up the edge a little bit with the fresh freesia. Thank you, Michelle. Nice to see you. Hello, Phil. Hello, Kelly. Thank you for signing up for my Scan and Cut Retreat. If you didn't get my newsletter today, that means you're not on the newsletter list. So go to my site here. Whoops, there it is. paperchef.stampinup.net. That's just one of the many places to sign up for my newsletter. And I did announce my Scan and Cut Retreat coming up August 24th. I didn't print out a graphic for it, but it is coming up August 24th. What we're going to do is put happy birthday on here now. We already know the stamp works because we already tested it on the paper. Okay. And if you do have any little problem like that, sometimes it just doesn't quite, there's a couple dots not filled in, so I just take my blends or markers sometimes and just fill in any little dots instead of stamping it again. I think that looks really good. Okay. Everyday Details dies. That's what Lisa's saying. This maybe come from the Everyday Details dies. I wasn't sure if it was Spotlight on Nature because that's the round one that just came back in stock. That was out of stock for so long, and some people ordered it like way ahead of time as part of some event that they attended in Houston. So I wasn't sure if it was that one. But I don't have that one because I was never able to get it because it was out of stock. But it is, I saw everybody talking about it being back in stock. But Everyday Details is a good one too. Yeah, I remember those dies are beautiful. I offered that in my bingo. All right, so we have a couple happy birthdays there. And let me just see what I could do with these little bubbles and this little snail. Okay, because that one's kind of, you can't really see that. So I think I'm just going to take like this little bubble and just kind of put, maybe off stamp it like that. So it's not so dark, and maybe put a little bubble down there. Off stamp it. Just so it's not, you know, off stamping just makes it so it's not so dark. That'll be cute. Do that again over here. Hope you can see me off stamping. I hope that's in the camera. Sometimes you could turn it as well. Okay. And then the little snail. Let's see what we'll do with that little snail. I'm just grabbing a different stamping block. Let's see. We'll do, it needs a little calypso coral. We'll just do a little bit of that. So stamp off. Put that little guy down there. Let's see. Oh, see, just an extra little pop of color in there. Why not? It's my card, and I'll decorate it in a silly way. And since I'm just off stamping, I'm just doing, some are darker than others. All right, so that's just something I did with those extra little stamps because they were laying there rather than lose them. All right, so let's now cut. Before we assemble, we're going to cut the little, well, this is already cut. So that'll be a little piece of Specialty Designer Series paper, or it's called In Color Glimmer paper. And now we're going to put the little, we want to take this piece. I gave you a piece that's 2 inches by 6 inches. So you can go ahead and make 3 of these. You always have extra materials. You had, in this particular card club kit, you had 12, 24, 36 pieces of DSP. You don't need that many to make 8 cards, right? So you can make way extra, like a whole lot of extra cards. And this is one of the cases where you're just going to take your glimmer paper, because I like to give you extra pieces, and you're just going to cut it to be 2 by 2. Like so. And then this little die, I hope it was 2 by 2. It looks like it's going to be small. Yikes. Oh no, maybe, I'm sorry, maybe this little piece had a little piece taken off of it, that's why. That's okay. This is 2 by 2, and it seems to work. All right, good. Good, good, good. So that's the one we'll use. The other one was a little bit short. Now you're going to take your dimensionals and pop them up on there. Like so. Oh, actually, wait. I think I put dimensionals on the next part. It's okay. It'll be popped up twice. Actually, I just popped up this one. What I did for this one is I popped up this layer. You could see on the ribbon. So now I popped it up again. So that's okay. It's all good. It'll just be a more 3D card. Usually I don't only pop up one layer because of fitting it in the envelopes. Yes, the retreat is international, Lisa. So it's $39 US. I don't do tax and all that. It just makes it easier for the system I'm using. So it's $39 anywhere in the world, no tax, no shipping, because that would be the virtual. I have to turn this paper over. Virtual. Okay, like that. On Zoom. Now both people get Zoom. So then for $99, so you get the US only. You get the retreat box. So you have your supplies. Now you still need a few of your own supplies. Like I'm not including stamps or anything. You're going to need any stamp sets, like any designer series paper. But I'll show you a sneak peek. Stick around to the end. I'll show you a sneak peek of the 4 kinds of DSP I'm putting in the retreat box. So only US is allowed to get the retreat box because it's Stampin' Up. Okay? My mom made awesome swag bags too. In fact, that I will go grab. So anyone in the world, anywhere in the world can, I had a few people from, attend last time from other countries. Now remember, it is in the US time, it's like 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. to 4. I didn't make a graphic yet, so this is all you're getting, guys. Let me grab that swag bag. I think this is the highlight of the entire retreat box. You can't get this if you're not in the US, but my mom made beautiful retreat bags. This is your swag bag for the retreat. And the handles, she's made different handles because I think we ended up on the side, but with this kind of material. This material was, we tried it with this lining material, and it was just cuter with this. So this is what we ended up with. Something like the handles like this, but on the sides. Okay. And you're going to get lots of cool surprises in your bag. All right, so let's flip this over, and let's write what this is. So anyway, that's my retreat. It's August 24th. And if you didn't get the email about it today, then please go to this site, sign up for my email list, and you'll get notified of things. You'll get emails. Because everybody that signed up on here to get my newsletter, I did send one newsletter today, and the newsletter just was simple. It was like one thing. It was only about the retreat. And there was like a button to register. And it couldn't have been simpler. Now I have another newsletter I send from another system, and it has all my tutorials in it. It's much more detailed. So we're going to make a birthday card. And the card base is going to be Misty Moonlight. That's another thing I forgot to do last night. Talk about being frazzled. I forgot to tell you the dimensions of the card last night. Oh, well. We're going to do it today, though. Today we're going to have the right... Yesterday I had to do the video in 2 parts. So this one is going to be... The Misty Moonlight card is going to be 8.5 by 5. Oops, that's my purple pen. That was right. 5.5. And then you're going to score at 4.25. Okay, so that's the card itself. 8.5, right? That's the 8.5 part. Oops. No, that's right. By 5.5. How come I'm so confused right now? 8.5. Right, by 5.5. Okay. I'm back. My mind is wandering. My mind's wandering. All right, let me grab some cards out of the bag. This was someone's kit, but I'm going to have to go in here and get these cards out. So what we're going to do, actually, I'll just take one card out. This is the Misty Moonlight card, and we shall go ahead and do all the stuff. So this is going to be Thoughtful Journey DSP, so layer 1. Layer 1 is going to be 5.25 times 4 inches. And it's going to look like that. Of course, not to scale. Obviously, it's not to scale. Layer 2 is going to be this piece here. It's going to be 5.25. It's going to be the glimmer paper. I'll write that down. Times 1 inch high. So it's going to look like that. And then layer 3 will be the little thing that goes around the die, which let's see if... Thank you, Kelly. I'm so glad you signed up right away when you saw the tutorial. So anyway, you could sign up until the spotlight dies are more fancy. Okay, then it's not the spotlight dies. Thank you. Awesome. So delicate details or everyday details. That's what we think it is. She just got a delivery of a pen holder and Sharpies. I'm glad you got that. Awesome, Leslie. Layer 3 is going to be the square. And I'm thinking that it's 2 by 2, right? 2 by 2. All right, so that's the square. So we have these two are in color. And if you want the exact name, it's like 2024 to 2026. In color glimmer paper. It could be called glitter paper, but I think it's called glimmer paper. Okay, that's that. And then this one, layer 1, is called Thoughtful Journey. And then I'm going to write down all 5 colors of ink, and that's all there is to this card. That's it. There's 5 colors of ink. I'm going to move the paper up in a minute. But I'm going to just go ahead and start adhering this while you guys kind of get a hold of that. Find my snail adhesive. Or actually, it's not called snail anymore. It's called Seal. Seal Plus. So what I like to do is just sort of put the adhesive on the back here. And then I like to put it on my card. Like, here, let's see which one I like better. I'm kind of liking this one. I'm liking this one better. So I'm going to use this one today. I just find it's easier for me to adhere things this way. And to cut off the excess. Then I don't have to worry about... Or I have to get like the edge of the Simply scored tool. Or I have to get the edge of like the trimmer. And I have to like line up the paper so it doesn't get wonky. But I think when I do that, it just never gets wonky. Well, never say never, but okay. And you're going to adhere that to here, but you're not going to do, okay, where's the everyday details in the catalog? Maybe it retired, I don't know. That's why, let's see if one of my die cutting buddies are here. They would know what they made. I've just got to the point where I have people who help me die cut, and I used to plan my cards so far in advance. I'm like, oh, send me these die cuts. And now I'm just like, send me die cuts that fit this stamp set, and I will design around them. That's where I'm at. I'm at the point where I can't design too far in advance. So I'm just like, I literally design the cards based on the die cuts that people send me. Not all the time, but that's like, here it is, Everyday Details, page 110. Let's see if that's what it is. Well, huh. Nope, it says Everyday Details stamp set. Okay, I was in the wrong section. Everyday Details stamp set. I guess dies, I have to look over here. Maybe, are they the ones that may be retired? Because we have an Everyday Details. It doesn't, they're not in here, the dies. I'm sure you guys will be Googling it. So sometimes we do put retired dies inside of the kits because that's what my die cutting buddies send me. And they send me enough for my card club. And then that's what we put in our kit. And that's what I design around. But that's another reason to be a card club member, because sometimes you get things from us that you can never get anywhere else. Or not that you can never get anywhere else. But like, we don't want to send you to eBay. I'd rather send you to my store if I can. If it's still current. Oop, I forgot to put the ribbon. Yikes. Okay, lift that up. Put the ribbon on first. Okay, what ribbon? It's this ribbon. Such cool ribbon. So this ribbon is called Night of Navy Bordered Ribbon. Isn't this beautiful ribbon? Look at the little shine on it. So you're going to put that. You're going to cut out a little piece of ribbon. Now, you could write, you could do the 5 1/4 ribbon thing. The problem with doing that, let me put it on the glass mat. The problem with putting, I just need a little bit of adhesive in the middle to hold the ribbon. Oops, that didn't really. Let's just put the adhesive right on the ribbon because it's not sticking to the glimmer. Anyway, the problem with just cutting the ribbon to put right on the piece of paper and just cutting it off the edges is then it frays. And it doesn't look as professional. The edges of your ribbon frays. So I'm just putting a little bit of adhesive right there. And then I'm going to actually adhere it to the back. Like this. Okay? And I'll show you what that looks like in close-up. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lisa. They're an online exclusive. I knew you guys would help me out. I forget what I use sometimes for my kit. I'm glad they're not retired. Lisa, you make me feel better because I don't want to use all retired. When I do retired stuff in my card club, like I gave you guys all this really cool By the Bay specialty paper because it goes with this water theme, but I don't depend on it. I might give it to you in the kit, but I try to use current stuff on the actual card designs. All right, so you see what this looks like close up. You can see how the edge of the ribbon is tucked around the side and there's no fraying on the edges, and it just looks much more professional that way. Oops. So sometimes when things retire out of a catalog, I got a little thread coming out of it, then we keep it, we meaning Stampin' Up, keeps it. I'm just putting some, speaking of fraying, that's what fraying looks like. That's what would happen to the edge of your card. Just so this doesn't come undone or make any bulk in the card, I just want to put a little bit of adhesive over that section. All right, this one got a little whacked when I when I got sticky all over it. But this, whoops. So now you're just going to put it, it was a little crooked. I have to do that again. So what you want to do is you want to get this all straightened out before you put it around the back. Now that looks really good. Anyway, Night of Navy bordered ribbon, but use any ribbon you have. I'm stuck on you. You must be like, this is the messiest crafter we've ever seen. Oh my goodness. I'm cracking up about how crazy this adhesive is acting. This is a job for tear and tape, I tell you what. When your adhesive keeps getting stuck on the ribbon like that, this is what I use for when I make boxes. Yeah, just use tear and tape when your Seal Plus is giving you a hard time. That comes in your adhesive kit. I'll give you a sneak peek of that as well. Just stick around. I got a sneak peek of a thing I made with the butterfly paper pumpkin kit called Delicate Wings that I never got to show you yet on YouTube. You guys will get to see that kit card. And I'll show you some other things I've been making. All right, so I'm happy with this card so far. And now we're going to put this here. And you could just adhere it. But the problem with adhering it at this point is because it's all popped up. This is bulky. So if you adhere it, it's going to be like this. And it's going to be like kind of weird because the middle pops up. So I thought it looked better with dimensionals. So I just put the dimensionals like half over the paper, like so. That way, because dimensionals nothing really sticks that well to glimmer paper. You saw me trying to, but if I put the dimensionals there, it'll hold up my item and it'll be everything sticks well to the paper. It just works better. Now I also have embellishments that went in your kit. 3 kinds of embellishments. I'm just not putting them on just yet. But I will by the time I finish the card club tutorial. At the end of the month, I'll have also popped up some embellishments on them. And I'll probably, I'll finish this card. And I'm probably going to use a different kind of in-colored paper for this one. Just to show some contrast, something different. And then I'll also so this card, I'll fix it, but I'll chop it down to make it like a square card. I won't like throw away this piece of paper. All right, so let's write down the ink colors. They look way different, right? All right, so which one do you like better? And I always say 1 or 2, or you can say this or that, like, the left or the right. So 1 or 2, this or that, left, right. Just let me know which one you like better. I'll leave them like that as I write the colors of ink on the paper. So that you can make both because you are. All right, we have others who've come in as well. All right, let's see. Nola says I'm funny. Okay, Phil says 1. Kelly says 2. Janet says 2. So far we have, or this one, that one, right? So far we have more like this one. I think this one looks more like water, but this one has like way more contrast for the stamps. So like that's what's nice. You'll be able to take a screenshot of this paper. All right, here are all the colors. Calypso Coral. Ooh, I'm like literally stabbing myself with scissors here. All right. Okay, it was just a figure of speech. I really wasn't stabbing myself with scissors to the captioning bots there. These little robots caption your video and sometimes will cut off parts. Like they'll send you the message like, you're not allowed to say that. And you're like, I didn't mean it like that. I'm not literally stabbing myself. I am only just poking. I should have said poking. Peacock. Peacock. Oops. Why did I write peacock? It's pretty peacock. Let's write it here. Okay, pretty peacock. Let's see. Fresh freesia. I know there's one more. Fresh Lost Lagoon. That's what it is. Free. All right, we use lots of colors. Lost Lagoon. And I taught you the little trick of, whoa, I can't even write the word. Like, say you mess up, like, say the happy birthday messes up a little. What I did earlier is like grab a little marker, one of my little blend markers, and I kind of fix any of the stamp while it's wet so it blends in real nice. All right, so here you are. This is how we do it. These are the 2 cards. I'm going to put them closer together so you can get that. This is your screenshot with all your measurements. I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see all the ink colors. There we go. All right, so I want to talk about a few more things. Okay, we got more votes for number 2, and then we got another vote for number 1. So Nola and Leslie, thank you for voting. Yeah, personally, I like the number 2 better, but I know this one does contrast better. So what I want to show you first is what we made in part 1, which is actually, I say part 1, it's the first of the 4 card club kits, or card club, not kits, card club cards. And I did this in 2 parts because I got cut off last night. So we did this really cute card called You Are Sublime. And this was just all Lost Lagoon. So the measurements for this, which I didn't say yesterday, were 11 inch by 4 1/4 for the card itself. But I did go over all the measurements for these little pieces and for this little guy. And I made an extra one, and I'm still planning on doing something with this little extra piece we made. And you're going to stamp the submarine right onto the card. So what I want to say about this, though, this was using Thoughtful Journey. in a whole different way. Here, let's get that out of here. A whole different way than what you might be used to using Thoughtful Journey designer paper. So you can just use it in so many different ways. So, but if you want to make your cards more 3D, we're not depending on the punches in these Card on Blue tutorials, because I want to make sure that the Card on Blue tutorials, this card club, only depends on the stamp set. But there is a punch that goes with this stamp set. So you want to get the punch if you're getting the stamp set, because, I mean, you can make cute little submarines on wobble springs. Okay, and now let me show you that if you do get the punch and the stamp set and you spend $50, whoops, I got my little graphic today, from July 3rd to the 31st, and you go to my store, you're going to earn $5 coupons for each $50 you spend. And then Stampin' Up! Comes up with this because I guess people got confused, so they made up a graphic. You earn a coupon in July, you save your coupon, that comes to you digitally in your email, and then you redeem the coupon in August 1 to 31st. So I'm putting this in with my kits to make people understand that that's how it works. So you don't get the coupon to use right away. Bonus days are next month. All right, with that said, you would just spend maybe, get some Seal Plus or something. You could get these 3 items, and that would be over $50, and then you'd have a $5 coupon. Now, if you got a bunch of other items, like maybe you got a bunch of these, and you got, let's see what else you could get. I don't know. I'm just grabbing things. Here, you get this, and you get this. At this point, if you got this and the bundles, you'd probably be up to $150. If you got the bundle with Seaside Wishes and the ducks, and then you could get 10% rewards. You would get those right now. Okay, your rewards are, if your order's $150, you get $15 of free stuff right now, which is pretty cool. So you can get yourself some free stuff right now. And in addition, you'd still get those 3 coupons to use for later. All right, with that said, this is the card we're going to be making next. It got wet as well, but it still kind of looks cute down there. All I have to do for this one to fix it is put another banner over the top. Well, actually, the submarine got wet too, but it actually kind of looks cool like that, because it looks like it's like waves in the ocean. And I was going to put algae on these, but I didn't. The little seaweed. I don't think it needed it. But see how I put it on this one? So next time we're going to be stamping right onto Balmy Blue cardstock. And we're using the Flowering Zinnias Designer Series paper. That's the same paper I used for the 4th design, which I'm not doing until the end of the month because I need to recreate this card and figure out what I did. Luckily, I did a video of what was in my kit, so I know how to recreate this card. So we'll probably make this one tomorrow, and then I'm going to be concentrating on my sister's wedding, and then I'll be doing another card at the end of the month. All right, so what else? What else? We have in this month, wait, you guys voted for this, and you guys voted for this. So this was, we do a workshop series every month. So if you're new to my channel, actually, I'm doing it every 2 months now, just because, burnout and stuff. So making my kits are pretty epic. So you get a kit, and you get to make fun things. And so this is what we made with the dies and the hybrid embossing folder. We made that card, and we made these cute little sand dollar boxes. Okay, now I told you I had a sand dollar to put inside, and I also want to show you something cool. I have this little sand dollar, the Legend of the Sand Dollar postcard that I got on Jekyll Island, which I just thought would be great to put in when I send someone this card. Okay, so fantastic little postcards, Legends of the Sand Dollar. Okay, it talks about the little doves that come out, and the little, it's just really cool. Okay. Now this little guy, you can get these on Jekyll Island. They just get washed up. He will fit in there really cute with some little grass. Okay, that's a real sand dollar. So in the back, this one has a little hole in it, like an animal probably went in there, or maybe the little doves came out. So when you do crack them open, if they're dried out, now if they're this color, they're not really totally bleached yet, but if they're brown, like darker brown, you would throw them back in the ocean. But they get like this color when they're really bleached by the sun. This color, they'd still probably be dead and everything, because that's they look pretty dead. So they're talking about, let me see. Yeah. Inside the shell are 5 little birds called doves of peace. They're not really little birds, but they do look like little birds when they come open. All right, so I thought that's fun. So I'll be using these cards. I'm not using them yet. I'm using them like later when I'm done this series. Okay, I showed you how to make bags. So on this channel, so if you missed that, here's some bags, and now we're talking about Christmas in July and the season of green and gold. Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. This is what these are things I'm showing you made of the season of green and gold. Okay, I played around with another size. I plan on showing on YouTube or Facebook at some point. Like I played around with a wider bag and a taller bag. Just need to embellish it. And then here's some cards made with the season of green and gold. This one I did on the YouTube channel as part of my unboxing for the season of green and gold. And this one I'm doing as part of my swap card. Okay, so I need to put that off to the side to finish. I really need to finish that project. All right, lastly, I told you I'd show you. Well, I have two more things to show you. All right, let me move that out of the way. I have this card I made with the paper pumpkin kit as an alternate project. And I didn't finish this kit yet, but I just wanted to show you this card. In case you want to do this, in case you want to case this project. So you're basically taking I used the, Smoky Slate, and I'm taking the Lost Lagoon, and I'm stamping it all over the background, and then I used a blending brush to ink around the edges. And then I cut these out with my Scan and Cut out of the card, and it worked really well. So I took a card, and I used my Scan and Cut to cut out these butterflies, and I popped them up with dimensionals, and I was going to put one on the inside as well. Okay, so that's just an idea for you. You're going to stamp on with Lost Lagoon and stamp off, etc. Okay, and I've already shown you the swag bags for the retreat. So I'm going to show you just the paper that's included in the retreat. And my retreat boxes are pretty fun. They come with vinyl, iron-on vinyl, and some sticker vinyl. My husband has been putting all these together for me. We're not completely finished with the kit yet. So we have Season of Green and Gold, and you're getting Winter Meadow. Now, this recently became unavailable to order, so I will be able to hopefully order more of that at the end of the month. So I may have to substitute. But this one I did order for the retreat. And then you're getting some fun, and you're getting a card here, envelope, a nice little box. Maybe not everyone will get the gold box. Some of you might get a plain box. You're getting some berry Christmas memories and more cards and envelopes, or maybe some gingerbread kind and some berry Christmas paper with cardstock. You're getting this new iconic paper. Have you guys seen this paper? Fantastic. So, because the theme is going to be stocking stuffers and smaller gifts. So I think you're really going to like this paper. Iconic celebration. And then you're getting cardstock, embellishments, ribbon, things like that. So those are the 4 papers, though. At least I can tell you that. That part I can tell you. These kits take a long time to put together, so they won't probably be going out till August, but you can still order them now. Gives me a good idea of what to make. All right. So that is all. Oops. We've shown you some paper pumpkin. We've shown you some seaside wishes. We have shown you some submarine life, which is the point of this video. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you'll give these cards a try. Thank you to my Card on Blue members for your support. And next month, we are using Trucking Along. Not the punch with the truck, just the stamp set called Trucking Along. And the reason I want to mention that right now is today it was on low inventory. So if you want to order Trucking Along so that you have it for next month in August, go to my store. All right. Thank you, Handcrafted by Gaz. And all of you guys that voted and participated and chatted with me this evening. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. This is The Papered Chef.